Hey guys, it's the Critter Guy. So, I had a great video shot for you, but it turns out my camera apparently hates me or whatever. So, I was in the basement of an 1800s farmhouse, and big granite slabs and such. And mother skunk and a couple of her babies had found their way down into there, but because skunks can't climb very well, couldn't get their way back out. So here goes the Critter Guy, and I'm digging through a big pile of discarded wood from a remodeling job and various pieces of equipment. And oh yeah, look down at my feet, there's a skunk, and oh look, there's another one. So I start moving carefully, and one of them starts giving me a little warning, stomping his feet, letting me know that he doesn't like what I'm doing. So I take out my phone and I start to shoot a video, and I get you guys some good information and let the skunk calm down a little bit. And then I go about taking apart the debris where the skunks were holed up under, and they're stuck under there. They're being kind of quiet and whatnot. And finally, I get everything off, and they're under a like a bread rack, like the bread man uses to take the bread and put it on the grocery sale stores. They're under there, and there's at least 3, possibly 4. I went back to check the video footage and found out there was no video footage, so I don't know how many there were, but there were 2 big sewer pipes, and they were probably lead or copper or maybe even ceramic or cast iron, I don't know. At any rate, there were 2 big pipes there, and they were wedged in between a pipe and the foundation. So I couldn't use a net, I couldn't use a catch pole. I didn't really want to leave them down there. There wasn't a whole lot of room to set live traps without them, being difficult to get at after I catch something. So a good friend of mine, Don Cody, from the Wildlife Care Center in Vassalboro, told me that if you can get a skunk's feet off the floor, all 4 feet, and can't touch, that it can't spray. So they are wedged in against the pipe and a wall. Their feet are touching. And one of them is very much aware, and I'm on my knees. So I'm 2 feet from these little skunks. They're all huddled in a ball. And I wait for the top one to settle down. I could have grabbed Mom anytime, but I wasn't as confident about my skills with a full-grown skunk. I wasn't positive I could pick her up quick enough so that she didn't touch something on the way and let me have it, because she was facing me with her business end, if you know what I'm talking about. So I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and this little skunk moves his little fanny in the opposite direction, and I reach down and I snatch him right up off the ground. And I'm holding him there, and I'm waiting for my the homeowner's son is there. He's an adult man, and he's there, and he's reaching for my dog crate. And that little skunk sprayed and sprayed and sprayed and looked me right in the face like, "I'll kill you!" Growling and trying to eat me, and spraying and spraying and spraying. Yeah. Critter Guy wasn't on the business end. John, the homeowner's son, was on the business end. He insists he only got a little bit on his hand, and it's possible, and I hope that's true. The basement, on the other hand, took a pretty good dose. I got down in there with a bunch of vinegar. I'm getting ahead of myself. So now the other skunks are on to my scheme, and they have decided that they are not going to stay in such an easily cornered area, and they've made a run for other parts of the basement, leaving me completely unable to catch them. by any other means except for live traps. So I have left the live traps in the center of the basement as best I can, with baited with marshmallows. It shouldn't really matter. The one I did catch is in a dog crate. It's nice and cool in the basement. He's not going to overheat or anything like that. He is not, he's technically trapped, okay? But I've got 24 hours before he has to be released. And so I'm hoping I catch Mom and the siblings tonight in the traps. So while I'm waiting to figure out what these skunks are going to do, I give my old friend Don Cody a call, and I tell him the story. And he says, if you picked him up and he sprayed, he had to have touched. I said, Don, I'm telling you right now, I had that little skunk by the scruff of the neck, and he was facing right at me, face level, squirting, squirting, squirting. There was no way his foot was touching anything. He says, oh, wow, you should have picked him up by the tail. So I thought back to the first time that I saw Don attempt this maneuver. And I've seen him do it 4 times. And I've done it twice. Okay, once I did it with a catch pole. There was a skunk in a pool. And the other times it's been little babies. Okay. And Don didn't pick it up by the tail. And I didn't pick it up by the tail. Don insists, he tells me that it has to be done by the tail, and that's how he's always done it. I don't know. I think Don had heard about it, like I did, and wanted to try it, like I did, and tried it with me, and oh, look at that, it worked. And he probably went, I can't believe that worked. Because Don and I have worked on a skunk that was trapped in a piece of lattice work before. I was able to cut the lattice work away and bring the skunk down to Don. I met him at the truck stop in Fairfield, so we could cut the lattice work away. And before I even got the skunk cut loose from before I got the lattice work cut from the porch, I got sprayed in the face. That was a good day. Some of you may remember that. And when I say a good day, it wasn't a good day. It was a really bad day. It wasn't. I had a good time, and I had a good time working with Dawn. But Dawn and I got sprayed a couple times cutting it loose from that lattice work. I don't remember if we just let it go in the parking lot or if Dawn took it with him. I've got to think Dawn probably took it with him. Make sure that it was able to recover in case it had some internal injuries or something like that. But so, yeah. Critic Guy came really close to getting sprayed by a skunk twice today. First time I was supposed to be going to Milford and get a skunk off a solar pool heater, pool warmer. And it was an in-ground pool. But I got there and the skunk was gone. The homeowner had left a plank and a shovel. And apparently, according to Henry anyway, who's they're having a nap. He had a rough day because he was tied to a tree while I'm in the basement trying to get skunks, barking his full head off. But at any rate, the skunk had used the shovel to crawl out. But I was pretty sure I was getting sprayed there too. So, yeah. It would have been a great video. And I thought it was recording, but it wasn't. And so you can't see it. But Bethany Brown from Saco River Wildlife Center down in Leamington gave me a body camera, and I haven't quite figured out how to work it, and I'm not sure it would have really captured the moment. Wouldn't have captured the moment quite like what I was seeing on my phone if only the record button had been pressed. But yeah, that little skunk had all 4 of his legs just kind of splayed out like that. And he's got his mouth open and he's and just squirting, squirting, squirting everything he had. So that's another reason why it'll be good to hang on to him until I catch Mom, just in case he didn't spray everything. It'll allow him to build a little bit back up, but it actually takes 6 to 10 days. So we don't want to release him without being with his mom and his sibling, who very likely are still fully loaded and ready to spray. So, bye.